The objective today is to understand the increasing diversity of grapes and styles in Rioja. We will be approaching this through a grape variety lens, but we'll talk a little bit about a few other things going on, particularly new directions in site selection and region. I want to point out as we get started that when a lot of people talk about changes or developments in classic regions, they use the word modernization. And that is a unidirectional word. It suggests that something old is becoming new or is changing. And that's not the case here because the wonderful time honored methods of making Rioja, the vinification and the aging that you know and love, are still in place. They're not going anywhere. But what's happening is an expansion of the region and its styles, a diversification. And overall, that elevates the entire profile of the region because it gives so much more to the consumer. So it keeps the classics and that top quality and those very special aged wines that you know, and then it adds these new elements. So again, I want to think of this not as a modernization, but as a diversification, an expanded definition of the region. We're going to do a quick review, and then we are going to give an overview of what these new directions, developments are. And then I'll be talking about specific grape varieties. And then as we go through those varieties, we'll be tasting wines and in some cases hearing from the winemakers via video. I welcome you to taste carefully, thoughtfully, and put notes into the Q&A. I won't be able to see them, but I believe Christian and Dane will, and we should have some time for your questions at the end. So to start with the review, Rioja has three principal subregions: Alta, Alavesa, and Oriental, formerly known as Baja. And there are some unique features with regard to mountain ranges that offer some protection to Rioja from climate extremes. And there are also 7 key valleys running through Rioja that contribute to a great diversity in soils and mesoclimates, and that give us so many of the wonderful sites that producers are exploring now. As you know, Rioja has traditionally been dominated by red wine, and specifically by Tempranillo. Red grapes comprise over 90% of the plantings in Rioja, with Tempranillo at the top. White grapes are 9% plantings, dominated by Viura still. However, Viura is losing share to some other grapes that are coming into play. A number of new varieties were permitted in Rioja since 2007, including international grapes, Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, but also Maturana Blanco and Tinta, Tarantes, Tempranillo Blanco, which is a very special grape we'll be talking about in more detail.